September is Hispanic Heritage Month, how Kent State students are celebrating and what huge events are going on later this month. TV2 has the scoop.
And PARTA decided to make updates to make some students' lives easier. What is the new app and how students feel about this upgrade?
We have the latest on tension in Washington, D.C., everything we know about the possible impeachment of President Biden.
And the biggest search engine company is getting sued. What the lawsuit says and more as TV2 News starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
Good evening, Portage County, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Noah Rowe.
And I'm Joe Malbin. We start tonight with how the Kent State community will celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, which starts this Friday.
Our reporter Dennis Farahini has more on this story. Hi, Dennis.
Hey, you guys. September is National Hispanic Heritage Month, and this upcoming Friday is the Independence Day for Mexico and Central America from Spanish rule. Students on Kent State's campus are sharing personal connections to their heritage.
So it means a lot to me. It means the quinceañeras, it means Cinco de Mayo, it means the food, it means the religion, the culture, the dance.
Many different organizations locally and nationally have events to honor Hispanic heritage. Kent State student organization SALSA shares that they are excited about upcoming events, like their kickoff event this Thursday and the Ohio Latino Affairs Summit. The theme for Hispanic Heritage Month this year is Avanzando Juntos, which means rise together. This Friday, TV2 News will be covering the Ohio Latino Affairs Summit, which will be hosted on Kent State's campus in the Student Center.
Wow, that's so cool, Dennis. We know that you have family from Honduras. What are you doing to celebrate this month?
Actually, this weekend I'm happen to be going down to my aunt's house, and we're going to have a nice pool party, celebrate September 15th, which is our Independence Day, and yeah.
Thank you, Dennis. Very cool.
Of course. Thanks, you guys.
Awesome. A great way to avoid the rain, or any weather really, and to get where you need to go is by taking apart a bus.
But the new bus tracking app they just launched is making it harder for some people to get on board. TV2's Michael Neenan is here with everything you need to know about this new app. Hi, Michael.
That's right. Kent State students have a new way of tracking bus routes through campus.
The original app, Spot PARTA, experienced delays making it hard for students to track their bus routes. The new app, Passio Go, will allow students to track bus routes, arrivals, and departures in real time.
If there is a delay for traffic, it incorporates that delay in there. If there is a road closure, we're able to put up a special message.
The new app makes it easier to track buses and the many routes they follow.
Especially new students, freshmen, are a little hesitant about taking the bus. They don't know where it's going to go. They can watch that bus. They can see all the schedules now on Passio Go.
Students I spoke to on campus said they found it useful and would recommend it to classmates. From TV2 News, I'm Michael Neenan.
Let's get a first check of the weather. We had a bit of rain today, but it looks like it's moving out.
Aaron, what's not moving out are these cool temperatures.
That is absolutely right. Those cold temperatures are going to persist for probably the entirety of fall. That's right, we are right into fall, and outside it is 69 degrees, feels like 69. Our dew point is right around 61. Winds are light coming out of the southeast at 6 miles per hour. Humidity is at 76%, and visibility is at 8 miles. Now for tonight, temperatures are going to drop down just a little bit more into 60 degrees, partly cloudy skies, and your sunset this evening is at 7:50 p.m. Now for the rest of our forecast for this evening and going into tomorrow. Right around 8 p.m., 67 degrees with a little bit of cloud cover that's going to persist for majority of the evening. Moving in later into the evening, 61 with partly cloudy skies, which will clear up tomorrow, bringing us abundant sunshine and a high of 58 right around 8 a.m. And stay tuned because coming up, I will give you guys the full rundown on the rest of the state temperatures and your 7-day forecast.
Let's go now to the resignation of Akron's police chief. Steve Milet announced a few hours ago that he'll be leaving at the end of the year.
His tenure was largely overshadowed by the shooting death of Jayland Walker in the summer of 2022. He said in a statement that he thinks now is the right time to step away. He also said, quote, "I hold tremendous optimism for the future of this city, and I know everyone in this city wants a safe and secure Akron in order to raise our families and to live in peace. Together, we can achieve our vision."
And right now, the search is continuing for the suspect who allegedly shot a Cleveland police fan this morning. There was a bullet hole in the driver's side door of the van. The driver who shot the van sped off in a Chevrolet Equinox and then set it on fire. No officers were hurt, and there are no suspects that have been arrested. Well, this shooting happened just a few hours before Governor DeWine was coming to Cleveland to talk about reducing crime.
You might remember a few weeks ago, he sent state resources to help fight crime in the city.
Well, today, Cleveland officials were joined by Ohio Governor Mike DeWine. The reason for the governor's visit was to give an update on Cleveland's violent crime initiative. As a part of the initiative, approximately 138 felony arrests were made in the span of 6 days. "We are committed to continuing to work with the Cleveland Police Department," said the governor.
DeWine has also announced the availability of new training for Ohio athletic coaches. This training would help players that are struggling with mental health. The recently passed House Bill 33 would require all coaches to complete this training before getting their permits.
These permits are required for licensed educators who direct, supervise, or coach athletics.
And students at Stowe Monroe Falls School District allegedly showed up to a high school football game in blackface. The school district sent an email to parents on September 1st confirming the incident took place, and students allegedly painted their faces as part of spirit wear. The school color scheme is maroon and gold, and the theme for the night was Western. The school district has condoned the use of blackface.
And state lawmakers will soon be back in full swing in Columbus as fall session starts next week, and Senate leadership is ready with their priorities for the next few months. Aside from abolishing the death penalty, the Democratic caucus will focus on things like affordable housing, attracting and retaining a workforce, quality child care, and increasing the quality of life for Ohioans. The Republican caucus is mainly focused on passing Senate Bill 83.
The Catholic Diocese of Cleveland has a new policy for their schools that is anti-LGBTQ. Let's walk you through it. The police says that their students must act and dress as according to their, quote, God-given biological sex. If they don't, the school will contact the students' parents. Some other things in this policy is no gender-affirming care for students, no same-sex couples at dances, or advocating for the LGBTQ+ community. This policy started on September 1st.
An announcement that left everyone in shock in the White House, what Kevin McCarthy said, and how it will affect President Biden.
And we have the latest on the details for a manhunt for an escaped convict in Pennsylvania that has extended into its 13th day.
And as we head to break, we want to show you this picture of a rainbow over New York yesterday, the 22nd anniversary of 9/11. It ended near One World Trade, the site of the attacks.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is TV2 News, truly Portage County.
We've got some big news out of D.C. The Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, says he supports an impeachment inquiry against President Biden.
Anthony Leonardi is here with everything we know tonight.
It's been a chaotic day in D.C., to say the least, after the news broke that President Biden may be subject to impeachment pending an investigation. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy has announced that he endorsed launching an impeachment inquiry into President Biden throughout the summer recess. He signaled that he was nearing moving forward with an investigation which is related to the president's son, Hunter, and his business dealings. The GOP investigations have yet to give any direct evidence that Biden financially benefited from those foreign business dealings. Here's how some Republicans responded to the news.
Do you support the House moving forward with an impeachment inquiry into Joe Biden?
No comment at this time. You know, there's a mounting amount of evidence, and I know they're going to make the right decision. But let's remember, impeachment is about bringing the charges, and it's not about the conviction. That takes 2/3 of the Senate.
Democrats also responded to the inquiry. They say it's politically motivated. Here's what West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin had to say about this.
The more important things we have to do right now just takes up an awful lot of time. I'm just hoping that we can get this debt. We had basically a deal with the Financial Resource Act that we did basically 3 months ago. They all made a deal. Let's stick with that. You're never going to have anything perfect enough for many of them here, but there's going to be more than enough to pass the bill.
For more updates on the impeachment investigations, be sure to check out KentWire.com and follow us on social media. Reporting from the Franklin Hall studio, I've been Anthony Leonardi, TV2 News.
Thanks, Anthony. We've been getting new information all day long about the ongoing manhunt for an escaped killer in Pennsylvania. The fugitive now has a weapon. This was confirmed by state police just a few hours ago. CNN's Laura Aguirre has more on the developments.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un is in Russia for an official visit and meeting with President Vladimir Putin. U.S. officials warned last week of possible arms negotiations between the two countries. Putin desperately needs weapons and ammunition to fight his war in Ukraine. Analysts fear a potential return to Cold War politics. This partnership would give Putin more firepower and Kim more nuclear power. And an American caver is above ground for the first time since falling ill more than a week ago, thousands of feet underground. At least 200 workers helped get Mark Dickey out of a Merkle sinkhole. Dickey came down with a case of suspected gastrointestinal bleeding in the cave last Saturday. Rescuers split the cave into 7 paths and assigned them to rescue teams from different countries.
Now let's go back to Aaron. Our weather around here has been pretty quiet. The big story, if you can call it that, would be the cold weather.
That's right. Like I had mentioned earlier, these temperatures are definitely sticking around as we have officially entered into fall. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these temperatures here in Northeast Ohio. Up on the bay in Sandusky, 70 degrees, along with 70 in Cleveland. 67 a little bit farther north in Ashtabula. 66 degrees in Youngstown, Canton, and Worcester, with 69 being here in Kent, and 65 in Mansfield. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of our state and what they're experiencing. 72 degrees in Lima, 69 in Dayton, and 72 in Cincinnati. 67 in Columbus, 68 in Athens, 64 in Steubenville, and 67 in Akron. And for your 7-day forecast, like Noah had mentioned earlier, these temperatures are definitely going to stay nice and cool as we get our last little bit of summer and before fall officially hits. Tomorrow, mostly sunny skies, a little bit of clouds rolling into our area, bringing us a high of 75 and a low of 49. Thursday, sunny skies with a high of 75 and a low of 50. And moving into our weekend for Friday, a high of 77 with a low of 52 and sunny skies. Saturday and Sunday, partly cloudy with highs of 78 and 75. And moving into the beginning of next week, Monday, those partly cloudy skies will persist, bringing us a high of 76 on Monday and 80 degrees on Tuesday. And that concludes your Tuesday evening weather report. Stay tuned at Kent Wired for more news and weather updates. I'm Aaron Hauk.
Let's go back to that story about the ongoing manhunt for an escaped prisoner in Pennsylvania. Here's CNN's Laura Aguirre.
We considered him desperate. We considered him dangerous.
And now, escaped killer Danilo Cavalcante is armed with a rifle.
He's killed 2 people previously. I would suspect that he's desperate enough to use that weapon.
Police say Cavalcante acquired that weapon late Monday night when he walked into an open garage in Chester County, surprising the homeowner inside.
He grabbed a .22 rifle that was leaning in the corner of the garage. The homeowner drew a pistol and fired at Cavalcante as he fled with the rifle. We have no reason to believe that he is injured as a result of that shooting.
For the community, it's a frightening escalation.
We ask residents in and around this vicinity to please secure homes, outbuildings, and vehicles.
Muddy tracks found in nearby woods matched Cavalcante's prison shoes, shoes that were later found discarded. On day 13, some question why finding tracks didn't speed up the manhunt.
It's not a matter of just charging into the woods and knowing that, it's that away. It's a matter of sweeping methodically through through the woods, checking buildings and so forth.
Pennsylvania's governor asking for enhanced vigilance Tuesday.
Call us if you see something that looks suspicious. If you're not sure, still call us anyway.
One career FBI agent and fugitive hunter fears Cavalcante could be bracing for an armed showdown.
It appears to me that his game plan is now to fight. Law enforcement is going to bring that fight to him.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
A landmark antitrust lawsuit began today. Google defended themselves in court over allegations of paying billions of dollars to device manufacturers to make Google their default browser. The U.S. government also alleges that Google pays to block some of those companies from making deals with competitors. The outcome of this trial could seriously change how Google distributes its search engine to users.
And Apple unveiled the iPhone 15 lineup earlier today. The new phone got rid of the Lightning connection and is coming with a charging cable that's compatible with non-Apple products. The iPhone 15 also features an expanded dynamic island tool that is home to alerts, notifications, and other controls. The iPhone 15 starts at $799 and comes in pink, yellow, green, blue, and black.
Coming up, a future Hall of Famer goes down in his season debut.
In a galaxy not so far away, a long-lost model of a Star Wars figure is on auction. How you can get it and how old it is.
Aaron Rodgers is going to unfortunately be out for the rest of the season. The New York Jets quarterback tore his left Achilles tendon in last night's game against the Buffalo Bills. On X, the website formerly known as Twitter, the Jets updated fans on the situation. They said that this isn't how they expected the season to go, but Rodgers' commitment to the team would help them move forward. We're going to take it now to more sports. I'm Della Fowler. What's up, Portage County? We'll take it to some Kent State volleyball news. First off tonight, we will highlight Kent State women's volleyball as senior Bryn Roberts has been named the MAC East Defensive Player of the Week. Roberts has been a brick wall in the back row, holding up all three opponents below a .175, hitting the percentage at the Western New York Invitational. The libero tallied a season high of 27 digs in the win against Canis. Roberts and all the Golden Flashes will be back to have their home opener this Friday against Youngstown State at 4 p.m. And as we are only 3 weeks away from MLB's postseason, here's the deal. The Guardians are out on the outside looking in a wild card spot between the Mariners, Red Sox, and Yankees. Despite being second in the AL Central, the entire AL East division, along with the AL West, have a pretty good chance at making the playoffs. Anything can happen, but in my opinion, I'd say the Guardians don't necessarily have enough weapons to make the playoffs this year. And speaking of baseball news as well, every year each team nominates a player who, quote, best represents the game of baseball through extraordinary character, community involvement, philanthropy, and positive contributions, both on and off of the field. This year's nominee is a first-time nomination, but a household name, Jose Ramirez. It's now up to Roberto Clemente's children, who will pick the winner and recipient of this beautiful honor. So he will represent the Guardians going into it. And as we talked about Rodgers a little bit earlier, we mentioned he's going to start the season off on a low note as Aaron Rodgers. He will be out for the season, like I mentioned, after only 4 snaps. The Mafia, though, they will have their QB. Even though he'll have a rough game, he'll run it out and get this one to the corner to Stephon Diggs for the lead at the half. But the cool stuff in this game happens at the 4th quarter, and the Bills, on a 3rd and 2 here, it's going to be picked for the 3rd time of the game, and it's money. No, literally. Jordan Whitehead is at $250,000 richer because of these 3 consecutive plays he made in the game. Jets time now. Wilson is in, and he'll pass it to his named twin, Wilson. Garrett Wilson, that is. And what a catch. We are all tied up from the 50. Bills need it to send it to OT, and Tyler Bass doinks it in, coming in clutch. And I will tell you, my friends, there is nothing more poetic than this. Kickoff return. Undrafted Stephen F. Austin, rookie Xavier Gibson, darting to the box. Run, 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 Xavier, run. The Jets didn't get the start to the season they wanted, but oh my gosh, this kid is going to end it and show you that the kids can come in clutch sometimes. Now, that's all I've got for sports tonight. For TV2 Sports, I'm Della on the mic. You have a great night.
Beyonce has a specific request for everyone going to her Renaissance tour. What she's asking for and who's benefiting from it.
A long, long time ago, in a city far, far away, a relic was lost. A new hope has risen for mega Star Wars fans of the Star Wars saga. A Model X-Wing used to fight against an evil empire in the first Star Wars film is currently on auction. If you have a spare $400,000 laying around, you could own this piece of Star Wars history. The model will go on auction mid-October.
And hit singer and artist Beyonce has helped drive sales up for small businesses. She requested that fans wear the color silver to her shows. The request was made back in August. Since then, the sale of disco hats and silver tops have gone up by 25% on the online retailer Etsy. Etsy sellers recall getting panicked messages from Beyonce fans offering to pay extra for fast shipping.
Man, if I had $400,000 right now, that X-Wing would be mine.
You'd buy that thing?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
I would drop everything and buy that. Imagine that sitting in your front lawn. Like, that would just be amazing.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
That'd be great. Are you a big Star Wars fan?
You know, I like Star Wars. Yeah. I've seen all the movies.
Okay.
I've seen 2 seasons of The Mandalorian.
2 seasons?
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of behind. Yeah,
a little bit,
I know.
little bit.
I know.
How about Ahsoka? Have you been catching up with the new show?
I'm only on episode 2. I gotta watch it.
Well, the new one comes out tonight.
That's
and
what
I hear it's going to be an absolute amazing piece of art and cinema now. They are showing it in select theaters.
For sure.
And yeah, it's a really exciting time to be a Star Wars fan.
Oh, for sure.
You know, you have all these new projects coming out.
There's new movies.
Rumors of new movies.
Yeah.
New shows. It's great.
I can't wait.
But
unfortunately, that's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you for watching.
Follow us on our socials at Kent Wired for the latest news and sports. I've been Noah Rowe.
And I've been Joe Malbin. Have a good night.
The Agenda, Thursday nights at 9 at kentwired.com. Also check out our YouTube at youtube.com/theagendatv2.